You've always had this gut feeling that something is off, even when they're laying on the charm for everyone else. You see a side of them that no one else seems to, and it leaves you feeling completely confused, questioning everything. It's isolating, and you start to wonder, is it me? Am I just being too sensitive? Am I the one who's crazy? Your gut is screaming that something's wrong, but your head is spinning from the whiplash between how they praise you in public and tear you down in private. This video is for that feeling. I've spent years working with people navigating these incredibly toxic dynamics, and I can tell you, this pattern is real and it's textbook. We're going to walk through 7 key behaviors that show you it's not all in your head. These aren't just personality quirks, they are destructive patterns. Stick with me because finally understanding the game is the first step to refusing to play it. 1. The public angel, the private monster. The first, and maybe the most confusing sign, is the drastic split between who they are in public and who they are behind closed doors. Out in the world, they're the life of the party, charming, gracious, and so caring. They're the first to compliment a coworker, the most attentive partner at dinner, the one who seems passionate and engaged. They build this perfect public image because they crave admiration like it's oxygen. But the moment you're alone, the mask drops. The charm vanishes, replaced by criticism, control, or a sudden cold distance. The same person who praised you in front of your friends might spend the entire car ride home picking apart the way you told a story. This isn't just being moody, it's a tactic. That public persona is designed to isolate you. After all, who would ever believe that such a wonderful person could be so cold or cruel? It creates a disorienting reality where you're the only one who sees their true nature, which makes you doubt what you're seeing with your own 2 eyes. The blame game they never lose. The second sign is their complete inability to take responsibility for anything, ever. Nothing is ever their fault. They are masters of blame shifting, expertly twisting the situation until any accountability is off of them and planted squarely on you. Let's say you try to talk to them about something hurtful they said. That conversation will get spun around so fast. Instead of an apology, you'll hear, "Well, I wouldn't have said that if you hadn't pushed my buttons," or "You're just too sensitive." This isn't a normal defensive reaction. The goal is to get you so confused and so busy defending yourself that you forget what you were even upset about in the first place. Over time, this does serious damage. It eats away at your self-worth and trains you to believe that you are the problem. You start thinking, if I could just be better or less sensitive or work harder, then things would be okay. That's exactly where they want you. By making you feel responsible for their behavior, they never have to look at their own flaws or actually change. 3. A deep and selective lack of empathy. The third behavior is a stunning lack of empathy. Empathy is the glue that holds healthy relationships together, the ability to feel with someone. But narcissists often see people as objects or tools to meet their own needs. So they really struggle to care about how their actions make you feel. When you express that you're hurt or sad, they'll likely just dismiss it, telling you you're overreacting or that it wasn't a big deal. Now, what makes this so tricky is that their empathy can be selective. A narcissist might cry during a sad movie or show amazing compassion for a stray animal. Why? Because it helps them see themselves as a good, caring person. But that empathy almost never extends to you, especially when your feelings are a direct result of something they did. They may understand on a logical level that you're upset. This is called cognitive empathy, and it's what makes them good at manipulation. But they lack emotional empathy, the ability to actually feel your pain. This allows them to hurt you without feeling any guilt. because your pain is just an inconvenience. 4. The slow poison of put-downs. Behavior number 4 is the constant, subtle belittling that slowly chips away at your confidence. This isn't always obvious insults. It's often a slow drip of poison, especially from a covert narcissist. It comes in the form of backhanded compliments, sarcastic jokes, and dismissive comments. For example, they might say, "Wow, you're brave for wearing that." And if you get upset, they'll turn it on you and say you have no sense of humor. They'll diminish your achievements by downplaying them or one-upping you. You come home excited about a win at work, and they respond with, "That's nice. Let me tell you what happened to me today." They might mock your intelligence by rolling their eyes while you're talking, or pointing out tiny mistakes to make you feel stupid. These little digs are designed to be deniable. On the surface, they seem harmless, which makes you question if you're right to feel hurt. But the real goal is to keep you feeling small, insecure, and dependent on them for any sense of validation. If these first 4 signs are hitting a little too close to home, just take a breath. I know this can be overwhelming, but recognizing these patterns is the first huge step toward freedom. To help you with what comes next, I've putting together a few up-and-coming videos. I'll give you simple, real-world phrases and steps you can use to start protecting yourself, to help you move from confusion toward clarity. 5. Gaslighting and master manipulation. The 5th sign is a deep pattern of manipulation, and their favorite tool is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a psychological attack where they mess with your head so much that you start to question your own memory, perception, and even your sanity. It's how they communicate. You'll confront them about something they did, and they will flat out deny it ever happened. "I never said that. You're making things up. That was just a joke." They also project their own behavior onto you. If they're the one being dishonest, they'll accuse you of hiding things. If they're the one starting all the fights, they'll call you argumentative. This does 2 things. It gets them off the hook and makes you feel like you're the unstable one. After a while, this constant denial of your reality makes you stop trusting yourself. You start thinking, "Maybe I am remembering it wrong," or "Maybe I really am crazy." And that's the goal of gaslighting, to break down your own sense of reality so you become easier to control. 6. The black hole of admiration. Behavior number 6 is a bottomless pit of a need for admiration and attention. This is often called narcissistic supply. Their self-worth is actually incredibly fragile, and it depends entirely on other people telling them how great they are. They truly believe they are superior and expect everyone to recognize it, even if they've done nothing to earn it. This isn't just wanting a compliment now and then. It's a desperate, driving hunger. You'll see this when they constantly brag about themselves, often exaggerating their accomplishments. They hijack every conversation to steer it back to them. They're obsessed with fantasies of having unlimited success, power, or brilliance. And when they don't get the admiration they feel they deserve, they can become pouty, angry, or cold. Any criticism, no matter how small or constructive, feels like a massive attack. Your role in the relationship gets reduced to being their personal cheerleader, constantly propping up their fragile ego. It's not about connection. It's about you being their source of validation. 7. Hair trigger rage. The final sign you're dealing with a narcissist is their extreme sensitivity to criticism, which can trigger what's known as narcissistic rage. While they can dish out insults without a second thought, they absolutely cannot take it. The smallest perceived slight, a minor disagreement, a questioning look, an unmet expectation, can set off a shockingly intense emotional explosion. And this isn't normal anger. Narcissistic rage is an outburst that feels like it comes from nowhere and is completely out of proportion to the actual situation. It can be loud and aggressive, with yelling and cruel insults. Or it can be cold and silent, where they punish you with the silent treatment for days on end. This rage comes from a deep-seated terror of being seen as flawed. When their mask of perfection is threatened, they panic. The rage is a defense mechanism designed to punish you for daring to question them and to instantly get back control. Living with this is like constantly walking on eggshells, always terrified of doing or saying the one thing that will set them off. The "it's not you" turning point. So, we've gone through the list: the public versus private self, the constant blame games, the lack of real empathy, the subtle put-downs, the gaslighting, the endless need for praise, and the explosive rage. If you've been watching this and ticking off these boxes, feeling that sick, familiar feeling in your stomach, I need you to hear me loud and clear. It is not you. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive, and you are not alone. These behaviors are not the ingredients of a difficult but healthy relationship. They are the hallmarks of a deeply ingrained personality pattern that thrives on control. Your confusion, your self-doubt, and your exhaustion are not signs of your weakness. They are the natural, painful results of being subjected to this kind of psychological manipulation. That gut feeling you had, it was right all along. The problem was never your reaction to the behavior. The problem is the behavior. Conclusion and empowerment. Recognizing these patterns is the most powerful thing you can do. It's like a light has finally been switched on in a dark, confusing room. For so long, you've been trying to make sense of a story that was being twisted on purpose. But now, you have a map. You can see these behaviors for what they are, not random acts of meanness, but a predictable playbook. This knowledge is your power. It's the beginning of taking back your own reality and your peace of mind. It allows you to stop questioning yourself and start protecting yourself. You can't change them, but you can change how you respond. You can start setting boundaries, trusting your gut again, and moving toward relationships built on real respect and care, not on manipulation and control. This clarity is your starting line. If this video helped you feel seen, the best compliment you can give is to subscribe, and maybe share this with someone you know who needs to hear it. And to keep moving forward, I highly recommend you watch this video next. 3 critical boundaries to set with a narcissist. It's the perfect next step. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. Remember, your peace is always worth protecting.